Welcome back. We've been looking at those pictures of unruly parliamentarians disrupting the session, sometimes tearing papers, sometimes throwing the rule book at the Rajya Sabha chair, sometimes heckling the speaker, sometimes pulling sheets from the speaker's chair. How much of time have we actually lost in parliament? We have an official document now. Let's go through the document and tell you how much of time we've really lost and why it's one of the worst sessions held in the recent past. Here it is. Look at this graph. It's the total number of sittings. In the 17th Lok Sabha, there have been 6 sittings, and here's where we stand. The 6th Lok Sabha has had only 17 sittings. The 4th may have had lesser sittings, but it's been more productive. The 6th sitting of the session, which is the monsoon session 2021, has seen 17 sittings. Compare that to the first session, which saw 37 sittings. Now let's get you some more statistics that prove why this was so pathetic. It's a complete washout because of the behavior of some of these unruly parliamentarians. Look at the sitting hours. Sitting hours, total number of sitting hours has been 21 hours and 14 minutes. 21 hours, 14 minutes. Look at this graph. The first session had close to 280 sitting hours. 280 sitting hours. And as you look at this session by session, first, second, third, fourth, fifth, sixth. Sixth session, that is the monsoon session, has had only 21 sitting hours and 14 minutes. 21 hours, 14 minutes. Compare that to the last session, the fifth session, which had 132 hours. 132 sitting hours in the last session versus 21 sitting sessions. That's how pathetic this was as in terms of the business that was done. Let's show you some more statistics. That should be an eye-opener to anybody who's watching the complete washout in Parliament. Here it is. This is nothing but the same thing in text. The time lost due to interruptions. Look at this table. Lost due to interruptions. 21 hours of business done. 74 hours of business lost. Time lost due to interruption was 74 hours, 46 minutes. First session, no time lost due to interruption. Second session, 6 hours. Today, that is the 6th session, monsoon session, 74 hours and 46 minutes have been lost. Look at this graph. Time lost due to interruptions, the worst ever in the 17th Lok Sabha, with 74 hours lost. 74 hours and 46 minutes lost due to interruptions. Let's look at some more statistics that should really, leave us wondering why are they spending our money to do business or to stand on tables and throw rule books. All of our money is being wasted. Over 150 crore rupees has been wasted. Look at this. The sitting time, the sitting hours and time lost. This graph tells you, so in red is the wastage, in blue is the actual business that was done. This is the last monsoon session, the 6th session of the 17th Lok Sabha. That's how much of time was lost. Only 21 hours productive, 74 hours lost. And let's look at some more details that we have. This is the House, number of times that the House sat late. How much of time the House sat late to complete listed business. The House has sat late when it really suits the opposition MPs and some other parliamentarians. They sit late when they really want to get things done. But in this particular session, that is the 6th session, they sat late only for about 2 hours and 12 minutes. Compare that to 48 hours of them sitting late in the previous session. And we have more. This is the legislative business and the government bills that have been passed. Over the last few sessions, there's been a debate on this. Number of bills introduced were 13. Number of bills that were passed have been 20. That's a table that will be very useful. The opposition has also been talking about it. In the first session of the 17th Lok Sabha, 35 bills were passed and 20 bills in the 6th session. So this is a graph that tells you the same. So there you go. And of course, the different names of the bills that were passed. Some of the key bills that were passed in the dates mentioned here: Essential Defence Services Bill, Insolvency Bankruptcy Code Bill, Appropriation Bills, and some of the amendments that were passed: General Insurance Bill, Central University Bill, Taxation Laws, and National Commission for Indian System of Medicine, etc., etc. Constitutional amendments, several of them are being passed. And so that's more or less it. I'm going to leave you with this last, this is one graph, I think, which tells you the story of how much of time we've really wasted. Back to you for now. that's, as we build up to the debate at 10 p.m., Arnab is opening up the phone lines at 10 p.m.